So we're here with our second experiment, and this one's an awesome one because there are 3 experiments that we're going to be doing today, all talking about surface tension. So I want you to think about what surface tension means. We're going to listen to a couple different explanations using our experiments, because the best way to learn is through hands-on. And then by the end, we're going to show some different ways that we can show how surface tension works on milk and on water. I hope you enjoy, guys, and I hope you're having an awesome week so far. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this video. And so today we're going to be doing 3 different experiments, and we're going to be talking about something called surface tension. And the best way to show what that means, because we can go into a very complicated definition of it, but I want you to be able to see it in action, because this is going to help us explain some of the magic of science that we're going to see in our later experiments. But the first thing I wanted to show you is what surface tension is. So water is a really interesting liquid because it has a lot of really cool properties. So I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think if I were to pour water onto this toonie that the water would spill over? Why or why not? Well, let's test out our experiment. So for this experiment, we're going to need 3 things. We have our little pipette. You might want to ask your mom or dad if they have one that you could use. If that doesn't work, you can also use a squeeze bottle, which I don't have, or you can just follow along with the video. The last thing you need is just a container that's filled up with water. The first thing we want to try is to see what will happen if we were to put water up onto this piece of metal, so our toonie. So let's see. So I know some of you might think, well, it's gonna spill over. Well, let's see what happens. What do you notice happened first? That's right, it's turned into a little droplet. You might see this when it's raining and little droplets scatter onto the windshield of a car or on a window, but the little droplets sort of catch on that way. Well, what happens if I were to add a second drop? Do you think it'll catch over? Oh, I've added it to the first drop and it's just made it bigger. So I don't know if you can make that out on the penny or on the toonie. Then, there we go. I'm going to keep adding onto it. So it's just making a bigger blob. Now, do you think that this is going to last the entire time, that I can do this and that it's just going to keep going up onto the top? It might not. Let's see if I make it so that there is water filling up the top of the toonie. So I hope you can see that. You can probably see my reflection in the bubble, which is pretty cool. And let's see. After a certain point, it's gonna spill over, just like it did there. All right, what if we were to test out how many droplets it would take for it to spill over? So for this second one, I'm just gonna wipe down table. For the second one, we are going to count how many droplets. So I'm going to get my pipette ready, my medicine dropper. We're going to see how many that'll take. Just going to make sure that that's all clean. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, 21. Let's see. 22. We're still floating. 23. 24. 25. Oh my goodness. 26. 27. This is getting scarier and scarier as we keep going. 28. 29. Oh, 29. So that was 29 droplets. Now let me ask you a question. Do you think that it would take more or less droplets to burst if we were using a dime? What about if we were using a quarter? This is something that you can test out. Think of a hypothesis or a question. Which one do you think would have the most, be able to carry the most water droplets on it? Is it the toonie, a loonie, a dime, a nickel, or a quarter? Test out your results and let me know how it goes, and then we're going to move on to our second experiment. So this experiment is showing something called surface tension, and when we were looking at the video again, as I started to add water droplets, the water droplets started to connect together because water wants to be with other water droplets. When they connect together, they make a very, very strong bond, and they make this sort of dome shape until it can't hold it anymore. In the next experiment, we're going to see what happens when we put something in the water and see how surface tension works that way when it's broken. All right, everyone, welcome back to the second experiment. So for this experiment, we are going to need a plate, preferably something with a deeper ridge in the inside so you can see what's going on a lot easier. And this one is obviously filled with water. Then you're going to need some pepper. The original experiment says that the pepper should be like the sprinkling of pepper, so the one that's like already grounded. And I'm curious to see if this will work with the whole pepper being grounded into the bowl. So we'll just try it out, and then some dish soap. All right, so from what you can see here, I've sprinkled in the pepper, so I've grinded it into our plate. We see that it's laying right on top of the water. So it's actually not sinking to the bottom. It's right on the top of the water. So why do you think this is? Well, from what we learned earlier today about surface tension, water really, really likes to stick together. Because the pepper isn't something that can sort of break through the water, it'll float up onto the top. All right, so this is where the magic happens. So what we're gonna do next is you're going to take a bottle of dish soap, and all you're gonna do is just sort of squeeze just a little bit of soap onto your finger. And what we're gonna do is we're going to put our finger into the bowl, and we're gonna see what happens. So fingers crossed that this works, because I haven't tried it with the ground pepper, but we'll find out. So what are your predictions? What do you think will happen when I put my finger, this finger, with soap into the plate. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. I'm scared. Woo! So how cool was that? So all the lighter pepper flakes moved out into the side. Pretend that this pepper was the dirt on our hands, and we just put water on our finger. So imagine if I just put water on my finger and I dipped my finger in there. What do you think would happen? Well, I would predict, and I know that it wouldn't move at all. But because the soap works to push away dirt and break up some of those strong bonds and connections, let's say, that the water as well, pushing out the pepper. So this is why it's super important to wash your hands when you are playing outside, and why this is sort of a good representation of why it's super important now, especially, to make sure that we're cleaning our hands in case we're trying to, you know, get rid of some of the germs that we don't necessarily see. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that second experiment, and then we're going to go to our third and final experiment. All right, for our last experiment, talking about surface tension, we are going to be needing the following equipment, or ingredients, I've been saying, materials. So again, you're going to use the same plate that you were using for the last experiment. You're going to also need to keep your soap. Any dish soap will work. You're going to need milk. Now, you can do this with almond milk or with regular milk. It shouldn't matter which one. And some paper. You want to get something that's a little bit of a thicker material, because we are going to be doing sort of a science and art experiment all rolled into one. Okay, the last couple of things that we're going to need are a toothpick, or I used half of a barbecue skewer. This is optional, but I also decided to keep the medicine dropper for this one, as well as some food coloring. All right, let's get started with pouring the milk first. And you just want enough so that the bottom of the plate is covered and that you don't see any spots or the bottom of the plate. All right. I'd also suggest using a lighter color plate so that way you can see what happens next in a much easier and fun way. All right. Next step is to drop in some of the colors into our plate. The next thing we're gonna do is dip in our skewer, toothpick, or a Q-tip works really well with this, into our soap. You don't have to put a lot, so that's like a good amount. What do you think is going to happen when I put the soap into this plate. So if we think back to our other experiment with the peppers, what do you think might happen? All right, let's see if your hypotheses or your guesses are correct. This is the most exciting part. I get very nervous that it works. Here we go. Woo! So you can do designs. You can always add a little bit more soap. To see the magic happen again. So this experiment we actually call magic milk. And you want to make a really cool design. I'm gonna just test out what it's like when I use the medicine dropper and see if anything else happens. Nope. I think we're all out. We're all out of the experiment. Okay, so it seems like a lot to waste if we sorry, I'm very excited about this. So it seems like a lot to waste, so that's why I asked you to get pieces of paper, because what we're going to do now is transfer our design onto our thicker construction paper. So this is a special kind of paper that I had laying around, which is the watercolor paper. And don't worry, the art isn't going to smell like milk, I've been told. So I'm just gonna make a little bit more of a design in this. And then I'm going to gently press the card. Just on one side is really all you need. And then we're gonna lift it up and see our design. Then we can try the other side there. Just scoop in all of that. And we have our second design. So you can let these dry, and you can use them to send cards or postcards to people around you, draw something on top. My suggestion is, because after you play with it for a long time, it does start to turn brown because you're mixing all the colors together. So if you want something that's less brown in your art, then you can imprint your paper onto the milk earlier when there's a lot more colors. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this experiment. I cannot wait to see what you guys came up with, and I'm looking forward to the videos that you send. All right, have a great day, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Milk and on water. Milk and on water.